We begin with breaking news from the nation's top office. President Park Geun-hye has just announced a reshuffle of her chief aides this afternoon in response to rising calls for the personnel involved to be held responsible and step down. This comes less than a week since she addressed the nation in a public apology. We have our presidential office correspondent Song Ji-sun on the phone for us. Ji-sun, the widely expected reshuffle came out earlier than expected.
You're right, Daniel. The president had earlier ordered all of our senior secretaries to submit resignation letters on Friday and had to cancel some of her scheduled events as she considered diverse measures to answer the call from the public to handle the situation. And here is the first act of taking responsibility for the series of scandals. The reshuffle replaces half of the president's secretaries. Take a listen.
Recognizing the severity of the situation and to promptly respond to calls for a reshuffle, President Park has carried out a reshuffle of her secretaries. All senior presidential secretaries, as well as the chief of staff, have submitted resignation letters. But considering the circumstances of state affairs, the president has accepted those from the chief of staff and the senior secretaries for policy coordination, political affairs, civil affairs, and public affairs.
Now, only 2 appointees have been named for the posts of civil affairs and public affairs, with the top office saying follow-up announcement will be made at an early date. Those with links to scandal are all stepping down, including Civil Affairs Top Secretary Woo Byung-woo, Senior Policy Coordination Secretary An Jong-bum, as well as one of Park's closest advisors, Chung Ho-sung, who is suspected of handing classified documents to Choi Soon-sil. Although the president has replaced some of her key aides, all eyes are her next move, whether she will continue with a cabinet reshuffle or further moves to respond from the demands from the public and the political side. After a meeting with senior advisors of the ruling Tenuri Party on Saturday, President Park sat down with civic leaders on Sunday to hear their voices and the public sentiment on the current situation. Tens of thousands of people gathered in central Seoul at Gwanghwamun Square and City Hall on Saturday, calling on the president to step down and expressing their disappointment. Now, as for the prosecutor's continued attempts to raid the presidential office as part of the investigation, the top office rejected that, citing the facility's level of classification as an institute for national security, and the prosecutor's office said Cheongwade has been submitting relevant evidence and documents in a cooperative manner. I'll bring you more updates as the situation develops here at Cheongwade. Back to you.